All right, so today we're just going to have a nice basic workout of, it's going to be a 10-minute AMRAP, so as many rounds as possible in 10 minutes. Everything's 10 today, just to keep it simple. 10 minutes, and you're going to do 10 snatches with your right hand, 10 push-ups, 10 snatches with your left hand, and 10 air squats, repeatedly for 10 minutes. Before that, we're going to use our broomstick to warm up. We're going to do some broomstick snatches just to get the body moving a little bit, warm up the shoulders a little bit. And then we're going to do the workout. It's going to be great. So go ahead and grab your broomstick, and we're going to start out, as per usual, with just pulling this up like a scarecrow, rotating it up high, and then pressing it up and pulling the shoulder blades together in the back, and then reverse that repeatedly, very deliberately. Ooh. We're going to continue doing this, but this time, when you're at the top, hold it for a second and give me an air squat. Squeeze your bum nice and hard at the top. Oop. All right. Take your broomstick, get a nice wide grip, and you're going to shrug your shoulders up and then try and get a full rotation back and forth. Did you guys see the video that Lauren posted about the new space?
Yes.
Yes.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
So far, yeah.
Go ahead and grab your broomstick like a sword, put it behind the elbow like so, other hand reaches underneath, grabs, and get a good pull and stretch there. You can go ahead and kind of wiggle this around, try and find different angles. Do that. Switch sides, hold it like a sword, behind the elbow, grab hold underneath, and pull.
Screw up this side.
I've been getting a little antsy to get my hands on a barbell again. Go ahead and take the stick, put it on your back, as if you're going to do a back squat, and you're going to do a few squats like this. Yeah, I miss squatting heavy, and I've been thinking about, what different kind of programs I can do once we can finally go back to the gym. It's going to be interesting, and we got to do it nice and careful. Go ahead and put the stick down for a minute.
TikTok about going back to the gym.
What's that?
I was watching a TikTok video about going back to the gym for back squats. They just put a bunch of.
We're gonna do a lot of back squats.
Yeah.
Wait, go ahead and put the stick down for a second. Go into a lunge type position. Grab your foot, and then with your elbow on the inside of your knees, use your elbow to push your knee out in circles. Yeah, basically, going back to the gym, you have to be very careful, especially with experienced athletes or higher level athletes, because they know how to push themselves, but their body isn't used to it anymore. So it's very easy to overdo it and hurt yourself, especially because you'll be hungry, you'll be wanting to really get into it. Go ahead and switch sides. So I have a few suggestions as far as programming goes once we are allowed back in the gym. And I know what I'm going to do, I think. Okay, stand it up. Pop a squat. Elbows the inside of your knees. Push them together. Chest up. Take your left hand to grab your right ankle. And then your right hand's going to reach up. And then you're going to have that shoulder dive down. And you're going to go back and forth. Switch sides. All right. We're going to do a few broomstick snatches to warm ourselves up, and then we'll talk about the workout. All right, so grab your broomstick again. Get a nice wide grip. As far as how wide, you want your hands wide enough to where if you put your knee up like this and put the bar in the crease of your hip, your elbows are going to be straight. Okay. From here, we're going to break this down nice and slow because it's been a little while and it's a good warm up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the same arm movement that we did before. We're going to pull this up, rotate, and press. But as we're doing that, we're going to squat. And the hard part here is going to be the timing. So if you watch me first, I'm going to start to squat at the same time as I start to pull this up. Like this, nice and slow. And what I want to do is I want to time the ending of my arms with the ending of my squat. See that? And then I can stand it up and bring it back. So try that with me now. It's all about the timing. Your lower body and your upper body finish at the same time. Ready and go. Nice and slow. Keep the bar close. Finish together. Stand it up. Again. And go. Nice and slow. Don't finish before me. Keep it close. Stand it up. Ready again. Just as slow. Keep it close. Again. Good. Next, we're going to start working down from positions 1, 2, and 3 and do the same thing. So, get with me from the side here. I'm going to hit position 1. So I'm just going to hit my, I'm going to sit my hips down just like so. So I got a tiny bit of a bend in my hip and tiny little bend in my knees. From here, I'm going to stand up and pretend to jump, okay? And then I'm gonna do exactly what we just did. So it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna stand up, pretend to jump, and then the rest of it, I'm going to do what we just did. Ready? So hit position 1, and go, nice and slow. Again, nice and slow. Position 1, go. One more time. Position 1, go. Nice and slow, don't finish before me. Okay, next. We're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're gonna hit position 2. So, if you look at me from the side, I'm gonna hit position 1, and then I'm gonna sit my hips back until the bar is right above my knee at position 2. You should feel a little stretch in your hamstring, so knees should be pushed back here. From here, we're gonna go back to 1. So at 1, double check, make sure that the bar is in the crease of your hips. You got a little bend in your hip, a little bend in your knee, and then you're gonna do exactly what you just did. So you're gonna pretend to jump, and then you're gonna slowly go into the bottom of that snatch. Ready? So you're gonna hit 1, hit 2, and then from here, nice and slow, back to 1. You can have good posture at 1, pretend to jump, and then timing and stand. I will also note that my feet are in my squatting stance already. In a real snatch, I'm gonna start with that a little bit closer. And then after I come from 1, I'm going to move my feet. But because we're not actually jumping, I'm just starting in my squatting stance. I wanna make that distinction. Okay, let's try it again. Ready, position 1, position 2, and nice and slow. Back to 1, position 1, good posture, a little bend in your knees and hips. Pretend to jump, puts the power into the barbell, nice and slow. Timing at the bottom, and then stand it up. Okay, one more time, and then we'll do the last one, and then we'll do the workout. So ready, hit position 1, then hit position 2. I'm gonna bring it back, nice and slow. Hit 1, jump, timing, stand it up. Good. And the last part we have is position 3. So if you watch it from the side, I'm gonna hit position 1, then I'm gonna hit position 2, just like we just did. Now notice right now the knees are out of the way. That's gonna change. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bend my knees a little bit until the bar is about mid-shin, or if there are bumpers on this, the floor, or right above the floor. Now, my knees are above the bar, so they need to get out of the way in order for the bar to go straight up. So I'm gonna push my knees back to get out of the way, and then stand back at position 2. Then I'm gonna shove my hips forward back to position 1, and then I'm gonna jump and do what we've been doing. Ready? This time with me. So I'm gonna hit position 1, hit position 2, and then from here, just push your knees forward a little bit to get to position 3. Now reverse that. So you're going to push your knees back out of the way, push them forward underneath the bar, jump, and snatch. Again, 2 more times. Hit position 1, hit position 2, hit position 3. And then nice and slow, knees back, then forward, jump, snatch. Okay, one more time, then we'll move on. So hit position 1, hit position 2, hit position 3. And then knees go back, forward, jump, snatch. Stand it up. You can put your stick away. Are we warm?
Yes.
Fantastic. Grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Okay? Either will work. So, like I mentioned before, the workout's going to be 10 minutes. It's going to be 10 kettlebell snatches with your right hand. Then you put the weight down, 10 push-ups, 10 kettlebell snatches with your left hand, put the kettlebell down, 10 air squats. And just keep cycling through that for 10 minutes. So we've been doing an okay amount of kettlebell snatches. This isn't anything new. The thing I'm going to remind you about today is when you're doing the kettlebell snatch, not so much of it coming up, but coming down, okay? When you're taking the kettlebell from up over your head, and you gotta bring it back to the backswing, okay? First things first, you got like a tiny one so I can do it in slow motion. Okay, here's a tiny kettlebell. So I have it above my head, right? In a good position with the thumb pointing mostly back. To come back down in an efficient manner, I'm gonna turn the kettlebell away from my body. See that? So like this would be toward my body, which would instantly rotate the shoulder. That's a bad thing. This is an awkward position. But the opposite of that, I'm gonna turn it away from my body like this. See that? And if I show you that from the side, when I turn it away, the kettlebell is going to want to come forward and just come down. And that's kind of the point. So after I turn it away from my body, I'm just going to kind of lean back a little bit. I'm going to let this come down into that backswing before I pop it up again. So again, nice in kind of slow motion. I'll show you with a better kettlebell in a second. I'm going to turn it away from my body. I'm going to kind of lean back, let the kettlebell just drop. Okay, and you can see this part of my arm is just going to come right up against my body. I'm going to turn my thumb back, and I'm going to go into that backswing, reload the hamstrings to pop it up again. So with that in mind, watch me do a few with a little bit heavier kettlebell. So I'm going to snatch it up. I have a good externally rotated shoulder, so my thumb is pointing backwards. I'm going to turn it away from my body and lean back. Let gravity take it to reload the hips and snatch it again. Turn it away, let it fall. Turn it away, let it fall. And you can see I'm leaning back so the kettlebell can go a little bit more straight down rather than a big arc. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Give that a try. Just do a few for practice. Let's see if I can see the video. Turn it away, let it drop. Good, Kathy. Good, Paul. Excellent. Try the other hand if you haven't already. Away, let it fall. Good. Excellent. Just trying to make that a little bit more efficient as best we can. So, push-ups you guys have done plenty of. You can scale it to an incline push-up, to a chair or a box or something. And air squats are air squats. You gotta do air squats. So again, 10 minutes, 10 snatches one hand, put it down, 10 push-ups. 10 snatches the other hand, put it down, 10 air squats. We got it?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get a timer going. Okay, let's see. 10-minute timer. Should be more prepared for that. There we go, 10-minute timer. Are we ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. 10 snatches on the right hand. Message on my phone, 1 second, sorry. Still good. And then 10 push-ups. Then 10 snatches on the other hand. And then 10 air squats. Repeatedly. Pass the halfway point, guys. Oh. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Thirty seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Relax, take a break. I'm gonna do 10 more snatches just to even it up on my arms. Good job, you guys. How was that?
Was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was a good comeback workout for me. Comeback workout for me after being sick. So what I'm gonna do for stretching is, since we have our kettlebells nearby, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the kettlebell. You can do this with a dumbbell too, of course. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in my hand like so, at my side. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically try and like reset the, kind of shove my arm back into the socket. Because it feels a little wonky to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise my hips. I'm gonna press this up, and then I'm gonna try and drive, let the weight come down and drive this shoulder to the floor. Just let it get as low into that socket as you can. Once that happens, you can let your hips down. You should still feel this shoulder just driving down. And from here, I'm gonna grab hold of my elbow, and I'm just gonna turn my elbow back and forth. Just kind of shove that in there. So I'm using the weight of the kettlebell to drive the shoulder back into the socket. And I'm holding on with my other arm to make sure it doesn't go off at a weird angle. And then I'm going to use two hands to bring this down, switch hands. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? So I'm going to raise my hips, bring this up, try and drive the shoulder down into the floor. I'm going to lower my hips, keep letting this weight drive my shoulder down, grab hold of the elbow, and just turn my elbow back and forth. Drive that into the floor. And I'm going to take two hands to put this down. Always use two hands to pick the kettlebell up or put it on the ground when you're laying on your back. That was good. That was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Like I said, it's a good comeback workout for me. I forget what tomorrow's workout is, but I'm sure it's wonderful. All right. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Go eat something good. I know I am. I can smell Angelina cooking onions in there right now. I love onions. All right. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Thank you, Kathy.